let's expose the product page service through the gateway. So we have this virtual gateway that we can create that is going to be translated into the corresponding Istio gateway object. Here we just select the ingress gateway of cluster 1, and we are going to listen to the port 80 for incoming traffic. But you will see later that we can have a virtual gateway composed of multiple gateways of multiple clusters if you want to expose the same services in multiple clusters. And there are also different ways of delegating the routing. So here you see that we just allow any route table to be attached to this virtual gateway, but we can define some rules and say domain 1 is going to be managed by workspace of the team app 1, and domain 2 by workspace app 2, for example. So if you want to completely delegate a domain, you can define the rules here so that you can ensure that app 1 can only use domain 1, for example. But you will see that here we take a different approach where we are going to create a route table in the same gateway, Istio Gateways namespace. So this is kind of the gateway team that is going to attach their own route table to the virtual gateway. And here you can be fine-grained about some paths that are going to be used by different teams. So for example, instead of delegating a full domain, you want to only use the same domain for multiple teams, but you want to delegate prefix. You could say, if this request start by /app1, I'm going to delegate that routing to the route table that will be created by the workspace app1, and the same for app2 and so on. Or you can do what we do here in this example, which is like I let the different teams using any path, but I'm going to ask Gloo Mesh to automatically reorder all the routes so that they are not conflicting. Again, like it's good for demo what we do here. I would say in a real case, we generally have like different prefixes for the different teams. So I'm creating this. Again, the gateway team is creating these two objects, and now the book info team can create the subrouting, right? Can define like with a lot more granularity what are the different matchers they want to have. Like if it's a Slack product page request, then or the static or these other ones, then I want to send a request to the product page service. So you the book info team is creating this, and now everything is translated by Gloo Mesh into the corresponding Istio resources in the different clusters. So you see it created an Istio gateway resource that is going to listen on port 80 and using this ingress gateway, and in the same way is creating like a virtual service that is having the matchers that we have defined. So now we can take a look at the IP address of the ingress gateway here, and we can use it to access the product page from here. So it's not HTTPS yet, right? So we have access to these applications through HTTP, but obviously that's not really what you want to do in general. So what we are going to do, we are going to create like a self-signed certificate. Again, it's really for demo purpose. You would generally generate a proper certificate either manually and create the secrets like we do here, or having some automation around that, like using Vault, for example, or Certificate Manager, right, to request a certificate and having the secret being created automatically. And then in the virtual gateway, we are going to update it so that we define that we now want to listen for HTTPS traffic using the secret we've just created. And now even we want to redirect users who are going to try to use HTTP, we want to redirect them to HTTPS. So we create this, and we are now done, and we can simply reload the browser. And because we have this redirect, as I said, even if I try to access the HTTP version, I'm redirected to HTTPS, and you can see I am on cluster 1. This is the IP of cluster 1.